Hi guys, hello, welcome to the Uniparted PH podcast. We are today talking about post Oscars. What is our reactions, uh, uh, contemplating
Suggestions.
actions, suggestions. Well, suggestions. I am with June. Raven is also here. Tito is also here in our podcast, and we have Wendell also from the other side
Hello.
of the world.
Hey.
Hi.
Thank you very much for joining, guys. As to the other members who are in our Discord, please make sure to to sound off in your reactions and whatever you are saying, what you want. Please make sure to it's feel free. We'll recognize whatever your comments and suggestions are in there. So yeah, let's go. Let's get this thing started.
Yeah. So, do we mention that we did a what do you call this? A prediction game actually, June, no? Before this
Yes,
podcast, before
natalo
actually the
ko.
Oscars, before the Oscars ceremony, we did a prediction game here at the server, and five people tied with 17 points. So we had to do a raffle, and then uh, Stairs emerged as the winner
Wait,
with
wait,
having
do we?
17 points. No?
Yeah, congratulations. Would do we really call you stairs? It's, it's okay. I just want to ask.
Stairs, come up
You
on
can call,
stage.
you can call me.
Wait.
Wait lang, my wait. You can call you. You can call you. Wait.
Yeah, let's go and wait.
I mean, do you have any nickname that you want?
Dan.
You can call you Dan,
Okay, Dan.
short for
I'm
Hagdan.
waiting. You can call me Dan, short for Hagdan.
Okay.
Congratulations, Dan,
Congratulations, Dan.
for for winning the
Uh,
raffle. So, shout out din sa mga nakakuha ng same 17 points. Nag-alsa ng bangko. Shout out to Wanyu, to Wendell, to Earl, and me for getting the
gusto mo,
17 points also.
you just really, gusto mo lang talagang, you just want everyone to acknowledge that you actually got 17 points. Ah,
Sasabihin ni Tito
Yeah.
na, yung isa lang yung kulit lang Nag-hesitate na si Tito.
Yeah, so yeah. Kulit nga. So yeah, maybe we could talk about first before our reactions to the winners, surprises, and highlights of the show. Like maybe coming into the show, what were your expectations, maybe, or like what was on your mind, like coming into the show, because this is in the Oscars history, this is a different ceremony, of course, because yun nga, in the context of the pandemic, the awards season, kumbaga, has changed, and yeah, coming into it, what were your expectations? Because I personally wasn't able to watch the show in full. I only watched it like in snippets, clips sa YouTube, no. So I didn't get the feel of the entire show, so how it went through, although I read from the tweets and the articles. So, maybe June, how's it like coming into the show, watching it, and like comparing it to the other or previous Oscar ceremonies?
and I personally came into the expectation that it will be very similar to how the Grammys actually did their ceremonies this year.
Hmm.
I didn't expect it to be actually as they promised to have an intimate celebration.
Hmm.
Coming into it, I expected it like in very very. It was really intimate, but I don't know if it borderline boring, especially when it came into some of the items. There are a lot of things that should have been that we missed in the original, like ceremonies, like the clips of the movies, etc. For clips of the acting. There are some items that were missing, but
Hmm.
overall, it I think they could have done better
Hmm.
on the ceremony side. Well, it's that's expectation, and yeah, sadly like, it didn't meet what I was expecting because the Grammys were actually pretty great, even though it was
Hmm.
so intimate. intimate celebration. So
Yeah.
that's mine.
How about how about you, Wendell? What were your thoughts coming into the show?
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree. I think the Grammys were a really like high bar for
Mm.
how shows are done in the pandemic, because a lot of the movie award shows, at least before the pandemic, were very Zoom oriented, and
Mm.
they weren't very good. So I thought the Grammys kind of like they set a new bar for what these
Mm.
events could be like. But yeah, no, like June said, it was not that interesting. They took out clips. They wanted it to be more intimate, so they were giving intros um to each nominee instead of playing their clips, which I thought was a very bad idea, because like
Yeah.
if you haven't seen these movies, and a lot of people haven't seen these movies, like they're a lot smaller than last year's, then you're not gonna get a feel of why they're winning. Like I don't know why. Like I have not seen any of the or most of the documentary features, for example, but they were giving like intros to like what their favorite movies when they were young, stuff like that. Like I don't get a sense of what was winning or why, and and there were no jokes either. It kind of just it fell flat.
Yeah.
It was pretty boring.
I mean, especially coming from the sorry, the uh Film Spirit Independent Award, the Film Spirit Independent Awards film. It even though that show was really like online, it was still funny, and I don't know why the Oscars are trying to pull away from that. We need to have something entertaining in the show or the pre-show in the show itself. They want it to be like as formal as possible, and if they were banking on surprises that in this ceremony, unfortunately it didn't happen. So it made the ceremony a little less more interesting, and we'll go further into their attempt to comedy, but um, as much as possible. But even that was actually really awkward to look at.
Yeah. Uh, I actually tried to watch uh a video in YouTube a while ago, trying to look for if there's like a pirated version of the show, the full show. But it's interesting. It's so funny because the one that is in YouTube right now, which claims that it's the full show, actually is just a re-edited version of the entire thing. And I think the uploader re-edited the clips and actually put the best picture in the last. So you're kind of
Amazing.
like
Oh my god, let's.
but it's weird because he put they put the best picture in the last, but before that it was the announcement for best original song. So it's still a weird chronology. But yeah, I was it was also late for me in no I was also late in knowing that Soderbergh actually is directing the show, which is an interesting choice. What's your thought about that, about Soderbergh directing the show?
I,
Were there any expectations from you guys?
I'll let Wendell answer this.
I mean, okay, leading up to the Oscars, they were doing a lot of press about how they wanted the show to look like a movie. And so I guess it kind of made sense for like a movie director to, like produce the show. But I don't know, like it a lot of these producing choices just came off really flat. I mean, especially the ending, like it really blew up in their face.
Sorry, Raven. Sorry, I need to have the expectations for you. Sorry. Yeah, I.
Oh,
Hi, Raven. Hello.
Go Raven.
hi
Go
Raven,
Raven.
go Raven.
Ayoko na.
Were you able to watch
Lagi
the
lang.
show entirely?
Opo.
Okay.
Na-miss ko lang yun too dahil may acting class ako.
Go, 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 go.
Ano, well, pinanood ko yung last year's ceremony dahil nung nalaman ko Parasite nanalo at hindi ko pa napapanood, kaya hindi ko naman pinanood yung ceremony. Tapos tamang kutob ko, may spoilers yung ceremony. So, buti na lang pinanood ko yung Parasite muna. So, in-expect ko lang na online, parang sa SAG, dahil yun lang yung ceremony na panood ko, yung Screen Actors Guild Awards. Tapos nagulat ako na, ay, in person. Tapos okay pala na sobrang modest, na parang graduation ceremony. Yung iba parang insulto lang, pero sa akin parang okay to. Parang sana maging modest naman sila. Tapos yung nalaman ko na walang host, tapos nag-draw lots sa order, naninibago ako at parang mali rin na nauna yung best director. Parang mas okay sa akin yung best
Wait.
director yung huli.
Wait. Hindi ko alam to. They did a draw lots on the order of the
Yeah,
awards.
sabi nila.
Oh.
Sabi ni Earl sa chat.
Oh.
Joke lang.
Joke lang yun?
Oo.
Ayun.
That would be
Alam mo naman,
crazy.
naniniwala ako agad. May tiwala ako sa inyong lahat. Tapos yun pala. Joke lang yun.
Oh my God.
Salaga po to Earl.
Kuya Earl,
Ay,
Ay, ayoko manalo kita sa GTM eh. Joke lang.
Hindi, ano lang. Hindi, kasi taka ako. Hindi, draw lots. But it seems like it.
Parang drawlets kasi ang feeling. Kaya sabi ko, bakit best director agad? May na-miss ba ako? Alam ko 8 AM ang simula sa Pilipinas eh.
Hindi,
Tapos biglang, yun.
wait, you entered the ceremony watching already that it was already best director that is being awarded?
Yes. Yun yung
halfway
pinaka-
okay.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
Na-miss ko yung adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
An original.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, no,
at original.
Are we going to unpack already the order? Yes. Are we talking about...
So-
Sorry, are we going to unpack already the order? Oh my
Yeah.
God, that order was so questionable.
Yeah, sobra.
Sorry, I need to shout out one comment. Lakas baka MMFF nung nauna yung best picture kasi kaysa acting category. I was actually waiting for them to award the second best picture. Sorry.
The runner-up.
Runner.
like a runner.
pag ano kasi pag MMFF may ganun, may second best picture at third best picture. It was weird. Okay, since it is technically the elephant of the room of the ceremonies. I don't know if about the order. I think I get it that they pushed the director on the like the first part of the ceremony because it was obvious that it was going to be won by Zhao. The one thing that was questionable was putting BP first after actress and actor. And they know that at least Hopkins is not in, which is technically a front runner for actor, is not there.
Oo nga.
Were they? I think I need to. That's what you said. I think in Twitter, Wendell, which is when I don't know if they were baiting Boseman for that order in the first place, which is coming up as something that, oh my God, I think Boseman is gonna win. I think even though with the it feels like and they're hyping up Boseman because they're putting it in last.
100%.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
Sure, go ahead. No, you first.
Oh no. I was yeah. No, I think the order the remixing of the order was very. I don't know. I thought it was a terrible decision because it was obvious that they were expecting Chadwick Boseman to win, and then they wanted that to be the ending. They wanted to use like it was his. It was, I think his widow was invited. I think she was there, so I think they wanted her to give the final speech. But the fact is, you don't really know who's gonna win. and so they came into it expecting that he was gonna win. I don't know. It just feels really gross to me. Like it feels unfair to like Anthony Hopkins, because I liked Anthony Hopkins. I thought he gave a great performance. I'm kind of happy that he won, but like I can't enjoy it because they were doing such a lead up to him. Like right before Best Picture, they did the In Memoriam, which was really fast too. Like they kind of sped through the name. They had
So-
Angela Bass like introduced. They sped through the names. Then it was like Chadwick, and then they rearranged the order. So the whole ending of that ceremony was rearranged
I think
under
somebody
the
said
assumption.
that it was really they were actually expecting some of them actually anticipated that after the in memoriam, which was so fast, it was going to be pointing out that surprisingly Angela Bassett is going to award the best actor directly to for some drama, etc., etc.
So I,
To
I have a
Chadwick.
question.
Oh, yeah.
Um, because seeing the order and then the reactions that came after it, I'm just curious um if they were like expecting Chadwick to win, so they set up the order in that way to kind of like look like a tribute to him, or like a climax to the night. Um, I'm wondering if the showrunners or even the director knows the actual results of the Oscars, or no,
They don't.
they don't.
I
It's run
think so.
under Price Waterhouse Cooper does the accounting, so they don't know. The people who do know are the
Mm,
accountants. That's what
mm,
happened a couple years ago
mm,
during the Moonlight,
mm.
the Moonlight La La Land.
Yeah.
Only one person knew the actual winner. He was the head accountant at the firm. That's why it took a while for them to correct
Yeah, that's right.
that.
So I guess it makes sense then that everybody that the order was made that way because they were expecting a Chadwick win. So it
Yeah.
could be the only reason. And
Yeah,
in the
but
in memoriam was placed right before the acting categories.
the best
Yes.
Yeah.
picture.
I think
Okay.
it was Angela Bassett doing a declamation piece. It's
Exactly. That
it's
was.
like Angela Bassett doing a declamation piece, the in memoriam featuring Nicki Minaj. Um, uh, best picture, best actress, best actor, and actually what made the ceremony much more anticlimactic than it actually is. When Joaquin Phoenix was the one who is presenting Best Actor, it has no emotion whatsoever. He just
Yeah.
said the name. You're nominated. You're nominated. Anthony
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hopkins won. He's not here. Bye. That was it.
Yun
Oh my god,
rin.
that was so awkward, especially because they made all the other presenters, so like Renee Zellweger and Laura Dern and who was the supporting actor last year? Brad Pitt. They all like did these little speeches about like, oh, when this person was a kid, this was the first movie that they saw, and that's what got them into acting. Like I think it was Soderbergh's idea to like have
Mm,
each person do like they did a little intro for each person, but like they just did not.
mm,
Joaquin did not. He
yeah,
was just like, these are, because I think he probably found it cheesy, which
yeah,
honestly it was.
Yeah, I think so. He probably, I think it was
yeah.
just in his contract that I would need to present it the next year.
I'm gonna be here. I'm
I'm,
gonna say the
I'm
names.
just gonna need to hear to say the names. Fortunately,
Yeah.
Anthony is not here, so I'm so sorry. I was like,
Ah,
Awkward.
sisingit lang nung mention yung in memoriam, tapos chine-check ko yung internet for maybe fact-checking stuff. Tapos na-realize ko, tama na, nga na fast-paced dahil sa music. Tapusin mo na kaya ad.
yeah, it was the choice of music actually. It was
Yeah, it's too fast.
It was way too fast.
Tapos, wala si Naya Rivera and Walters.
I think Naya Rivera was not included because she is not
A television actress.
she is not a film actress. I think
Kahit
she was
na.
in the in memoriam of Emmys.
Ganun ba?
Yeah.
I think that is the case for that one. I love how they shouted out on the in memoriam the sound guy Michael from
Michael
Nomadland.
Wolf.
Yeah, Michael Wolf. That was
Yeah, okay yun.
but yeah, the in memoriam was. I, I wanted to have like a little bit more of emotion. I
Hmm.
don't know if they passed on the emotion already. Oh my God, Angela Bassett is doing the introduction. Let them have the emotions for the in memoriam. But it did not happen. uh,
Yeah, it
it,
didn't work.
it, it, it's it was. I
It
think
was
the
right after
awkwardness.
that game, the music
Yeah,
game.
yeah, it was awkward. It was awkward when starting from that game onwards, from
Yeah.
Glenn Close talking. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Tapos
The
yung
best.
choice nila na walang host yun rin ang nagpasira eh.
Okay, so since Raven already opened that up, are you pro host or no host?
It depends on the director, Ren. Tapos, nung
Yeah.
binabasa ko, Soderbergh stated that his goal for the sermon was for it to be produced and directed as if it were a film. Pero ang dating sa akin, experimental film siya, hindi siya traditional film.
Wait,
Let them all
what
talk.
film was he referring to?
I have no
Let
idea.
me guess.
Sinabi lang niya, was it was for it to be produced and directed as if it were a film itself. Pero, kung wala kang script for the presenters, di paano yun?
Mm-mm.
Ewan ko.
I, yung film dun,
I didn't get that feeling though. If
Yeah.
that is the justification or like the reason of Soderbergh, it didn't feel like a film at all. Although I'm watching a re-edited version of the full show, but yeah, and I didn't see in the re-edited version. I didn't see this music game, so
uh,
yeah,
Oh, the
oh
he
my
left
God,
music
that
that
game was
music
out.
game was
He
amazing.
the
left that
like
out.
the most awkward thing that I'd ever
And
seen
here's
in
the
my.
thing. It was the music game about songs which were snubbed that didn't make it into the Oscars, but it
Oh,
came
Yeah,
right after. It came right after they presented Best Original Song, so it's
yeah.
kind of like they're saying that, like, even if you win, there might be something better that wasn't nominated. So and then they followed that with In Memoriam. It was a best, a complete best.
I don't know if actually Soderbergh actually thought of like, Glenn Close is not gonna win for Hillbilly Elegy. Let's have her join that game.
true.
Tapos, feeling ko, yun lang yata yung part ng ceremony sa tingin ko na scripted talaga at sobrang awkward pa rin. Kahit either scripted or non-scripted, ang awkward nang nangyayari.
It was so
It was so,
awkward.
but also
And
it's like it felt like the only part of the ceremony with like some energy in it, because the rest of the night was very like nobody.
Hmm.
There was no laughs. There was no energy.
Yeah, it's almost automatic laughing or walang hindi
Yeah.
ito yata yung worst acting nila for the whole for their whole careers.
grabe ka naman kay Glenn Close.
Hindi kay Glenn Close sa karamihan sa kanila, grabe.
yeah. Yeah, the producer as well.
So
Yeah.
since we are talking about specific moments in the show, maybe we could like um talk about, let's perhaps your five should I say highlights, or um if not five, then maybe like three outstanding highlights of the show that would make, I know the show, it's based from the reactions, is not so favorable. So ano yung you think uh the moments or highlights in the show that would have salvaged it one way or the other?
May naisip ako agad. Kung
Yeah, go.
hinuli nila yung kay Bong Joon-ho, siya lang talaga yung may passion talaga sa pag-present actually. Na tinanong niya talaga yung best directors kung ano yung sa tingin nila what directing is, tapos may clips. Yun yung highlight talaga sa akin eh, yung kay Bong Joon-ho. Tapos ang ganda pa ng flow, nung direction ng camera sa kanya. At parang siya talaga yung nag-direct eh. Nung sarili niyang presenting.
Yeah, the one thing that I one of the in line with that, I really like how Bong Joon Ho actually showed the card when I was like, Chloe Zhao won. You don't have to. He showed. There's a clip of him actually after he showed the card. Like everyone showed the card. Like the Chloe Zhao win. This is not Moonlight. This is not something like going to Miss
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah, pati rin, tapos yung sunod nun, yung kay Riz Ahmed. Yung nakangiti lang siya nung nanalo yung Sound of Metal for sound.
Oh yeah.
Ang sweet noon.
It was sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
I, but it also kind of felt like one of those moments, like you could tell that they were anticipating some winners. Like the Chadwick Boseman, they got wrong, but they definitely knew that Sound of Metal was winning sound, so they put Riz Ahmed there. Like,
Yeah. It's like,
it felt
if
so
Sound of Metal
obvious.
doesn't win sound, like what are we what are we doing?
Yeah.
Sound is literally in their title. So
Sound of Metal.
Sound of Metal. Plus,
Yeah.
the sound at the ending of that movie is so good.
Yeah, sobrang ganda ng pagka-cut ng movie na yun. Anyway, so nakadalawa
Yeah.
na ako. So sa worst naman, well, isasama ko na yung both presenting ni Joaquin Phoenix tapos yung speech ni Frances McDormand. Dahil alam ko deserving si Frances for Best Actress. Pero yung acceptance niya, it made me wish na dapat si Carrie na lang nanalo.
Yeah.
gusto ko yung yun yung pamantayan mo para manalo yung Best Actress.
Hindi,
Kailangan maganda yung speech na. Joke lang.
napanood ko yung Nomadland, ang ganda talaga siya. Pero yung speech kasi niya, parang na-turn off ako sa kanya. Yun yung dating.
It's Francis doing a very Francis thing.
It's very much her.
It's her. It's Frances McDormand. That is her in a nutshell.
It's her brand.
It's her brand.
Weird and lovable, I guess.
She didn't go to any of the other award shows. She like
Mhm.
skipped it completely. She didn't do any of the actors on actors or the photo shoots.
Yeah.
She just she skipped the campaign and then she just comes in.
Mm.
Yun,
Yeah.
de
How
kung
about you,
ganun,
Jun?
yun.
What were your
Uh,
highlights and not so highlights?
I let's try to derive. Actually one of the highlights was seeing Sharon Choi again in the screen.
Yeah.
Can't believe the highlight of the show was people that I need to see from the last year's item. Sorry, except for that one. One of the highlights was actually Yoo Jun Young speech. Here's the thing. It's I love that she is unapologetically her, but yeah, it's how the interviewers and etc. trying to pull up like, oh my god, she's meeting Brad Pitt for the first time, though it's cute. I'm like, guys, I know you're like Western people, but let her have it. Let's not make. Let's have her celebrate her win because she was amazing in Minari, not because she met Brad Pitt and smelled him in the first place. Though I wouldn't lie, I will smell Brad Pitt if I see him in the first.
Me too. I think everyone would. Who wouldn't? Except her.
The other highlight for me was sorry, it would be a lot of speeches, but it is Daniel Kaluuya's speech.
Ang haba. Yun lang naisip ko.
No, it's more of. I mean, it's not that it was long. That's just like his shout out for his parents. Like, oh my god, my parents.
His mom's face.
It felt so random. Like he just dropped a bomb somewhere in the.
I mean, it was such a fresh feeling on that ceremony. That everyone is tuning actually with Best Actress. So like everybody's making a statement that I will win. Then you feel that in their bones. And one last shout out to the overall speech of Chloe Zhao, both in Best Director and in the Best Picture one. Yeah, it's such a deserving win. It's just like I was just happy that she actually won. It was more of that one. So yeah, that's mine.
Your favorite moments.
Yeah.
How about you, Wendell?
My favorite moment was actually they did an intro, which was really cool. It's like Regina King. She came from she takes like the Oscar from the red carpet, and then she like walks into the venue, and you kind of get a feel of like what everything is, and they had these like cool credits. Like I feel like that's what Soderbergh was talking about. He was like, I'm gonna make it look like a movie, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
If the intro was online, like I feel like it was great. Like, and when she was presenting, it felt so like intimate and it felt fresh. It kind of felt like it kind of was setting the bar for what the ceremony would be like, but it kind of fell flat throughout the thing. Let's see. What else did I like? I love the Bong Joon Ho thing, but we already talked about that. But I love the fact that he was introducing the nominees in Korean, so you see like the subtitle underneath each Best Picture thing. And actually, I like there was one part of Frances McDormand's speech that I liked. I liked that she was talking about theaters and like how to bring back theaters, because I feel like nobody else talks about the fact that none of these movies were seen in theaters, whereas she was like actively like, please watch this movie and all the other nominees in theaters, because that's like theaters need like, especially smaller theaters, they need it, and like preserving like the theatrical experience.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think that was a good closer, like reminding the people to like, because everything, the whole ceremony, they were like reliving their experiences of watching their favorite films, how they got into the fields that they're in. So it's like a nostalgia trip, and then having that closer from Francis, like reminding us to that movie watching is a collective experience. I think it's a good closer. And I also agree from the clips that I've seen. I think my favorite moment would be also the bit with Bong Joon Ho and Sharon Choi, who appeared again. So it was a delight to see her again, and I think it was. I think they really banked on that, the chemistry, the rapport that Bong and Sharon displayed during the award season last year. So that's why they got Sharon again. Um, but what I really like about that part when he was presenting was it felt different from how the other categories were presented, because remember was it Bong who asked if you could explain directing what you do to a 5 year or 6 year old or a young kid in 20 seconds, how would you do it? I feel like
Yeah.
that's a very uh, for me that was my favorite part, actually, because it's, I mean, you have seen the previous Oscars talk about the categories, especially the technical ones, and trying to like popularize the technical terms in such a way that would connect to the audience, especially
Mm-mm.
technical categories like sound mixing, sound editing, which doesn't make sense to like a normal audience. But I like how the script writers maybe like put that bit in the presentation, like asking them, the directors nominees, to explain uh directing in for a kid. No, I think for me is a really what is a highlight for me. And then Yu Jung Yun's speech, because I like
Yes.
how she kind of, it's like saying that remember in her speech she said something like, this is just a television show for us. We're just like in Korea, back in Korea, you're just watching the Oscars as if it's like a television show. And it's reminding us that, hey guys, this is just a show, and
Yeah.
this is just like a movie. It's like watching a movie. You get entertained, and sometimes not. So yeah.
I
Do you,
one thing I liked about you doing this speech, when she was doing the shout out to Brad Pitt, it's actually like, and I completely forgot about this. Brad Pitt, he produced Minari, like he was one of the
yeah, yeah.
producers on it. Uh, that's why she was asking why he wasn't on set, because he wasn't one of like the on set producers. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, before I think we should give a shout out to those who also chimed in our conversation, especially in the chat. Um, they're also mentioning their favorite moments and favorite parts of the show, like Laura Dern's sweater.
Yes.
One says favorite niya daw yung sweater ni Laura Dern. Si Saint sabi niya, Riz Ahmed smiling when Sound of Metal won. Regina King, sabi ni Krazo, is the best part of the ceremony with a period.
Which is the start.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looked so good. She looked
Yeah.
amazing.
Sorry, I
The Howl of Frances. Yeah, the Howl of Frances.
the Howl of Francis that is
Yeah.
not for wolf walkers.
It's not from Walker.
Don't assume anything unless she is actually says it.
I just wanted to point out that actually she was howling because their sound mixer
Yeah.
Michael Wolf died 2 months ago.
Yep.
So it was kind of her tribute to him. Anyone
Um,
would know.
To the others who are listening, what is your favorite moment from the show that we actually missed talking? Because I don't know if I actually missed some.
Wala na.
I also actually like some reactions to the, like when Maria Bakalova reacted to Brad Pitt saying welcome, and she just gushed
Mm.
like a schoolgirl. And then Amanda Seyfried reacting to Yu Jung Yeon's statement about this is not a competition. We are like the best supporting actress in each of our movies. And Amanda sort of like, there was a reaction shot from Amanda in which she kind of sighed. So yeah, those reaction shots. Who else? Who else is chiming in here?
Uh, so, sorry. Brian Cranston narrating.
Mm.
Oh, that was interesting. Like he was talking about the Actors Fund, I think the Oscar fund for people who died, and I like that they were talking. One of the themes was like for it to be personal, and he talked about how his mom benefited from the fund, which I thought was nice.
I remember suddenly like somebody I saw what was Tyler Perry gets an Oscar for a humanitarian award, but for his directing, he has.
I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet which says Madea 1, Glenn Close 0.
His speech went longer than the in memoriam section. It was weird.
Oh my
The
God.
speeches were so long. All the speeches.
Sorry, I need to shout out for Maria Bakalova. Maria Bakalova was so beautiful that night.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
she was so beautiful. But I don't know if Halle Berry was actually a highlight or a low light.
The hair.
And
I
also and also coming from watching Catwoman last night, that didn't happen.
Oh no.
I don't.
Yung buhok niya, natandaan ko tuloy si Claire sa Fleabag.
That's right. She looks like Claire from Fleabag.
Oh my gosh. Parehong eraser head, I guess.
except for like Regina King. I don't. There were no like standouts in terms of like
Nothing super bad except for that haircut, but nothing super great except for Regina King.
Yeah.
Claire, poor Claire.
Poor Claire. Oh my gosh.
Okay, do we proceed with your reactions, our reactions with the winners, surprises, and yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Check ko nga ulit.
Unless there are still more guys. So those who are listening in the main stage, you can don't worry. You can just chime in, chat, say if what is your favorite, what is your worst. Anyways, I think we could go to the next section.
Thank
The
you.
reactions, surprises, and yeah.
Sorry, I need to shout out a bit. There were a lot of trailers during the Oscars.
Yeah.
Item there,
Oh,
like West Side
yes.
Story.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
In the Heights.
In the Heights.
Okay.
I was like, are they predicting Oscars 2020? I don't know. Summer of Soul as well. I because of DJ question in the item. Yeah, I said will it be West Side Story versus Entitled Oscars 2022? Let's see if they are not nominated for the Razzie. But
So fast.
I am very hopeful because West Side Story has cancelled El Gore, so I don't know if how would
Like
that.
hiding him for most of the trailer. I barely saw him in the trailer. You see
Yeah,
his
because
face
he's
once.
cancelled El Gore.
Yeah, canceled Elgort.
Cancel Elgort.
He's cancelled
Wala
El
akong
Gore.
alam dun sa Cancel Elgort, pero okay
Uh,
lang.
He's the lead of the film.
it's a really bad act. It's a confirmed bad accusation for cancel El Gore.
Oh,
Um,
pero yun.
Dune is rumored to be 3 hours.
Wow.
Could put a Lord of the Rings at the Oscars. Let's see if the Razzie doesn't come first. No,
Okay,
but it's
let's hope,
Dune.
let's
But
hope
it's Dune.
Timothy's
So.
good.
Yeah. Umasa ako for a Wicked trailer, wala lang. Parang surprise, pero wala.
Yeah, I
Timothy
think
gunning for his Oscar.
yeah, because
Please.
instead of one. Sorry. Okay, let's go to our. I think we can go to the next one. I just remembered. It just blurted it out. Sorry.
Per category ba? Or yung...
I think we could just discuss if what is there the surprises or what is like because if we discuss everything, like we will take like
Yeah, too much.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
long
probably
because
your best or like the thing that surprised you the most, and yeah.
because in general a lot of the winners were not actually that surprising.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
is not like 2000
Mm.
last year,
Yeah,
2000 last year
sobrang surprising yung winners.
or
last year.
2018. Like it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
Pretty expected.
what do you think? Sorry, Tito. What are we going
Like
to try?
maybe I can start. For example, I think it's still kind of a surprise when Nomadland did not win for cinematography. Although
Oh my god!
yeah,
That was the big
I
one.
get it. I get Max. There's a certain like difficulty in shooting a black and white film, I guess, when it comes to lighting. It's a pretty picture still for a black and white, but I mean the general consensus and the awards precursors would have you Nomadland was the cinematographer Joshua James Richards. So
Richards, yeah.
I think that's the biggest kind of surprise for me. Uh, and the rest actually even though they were expecting a Chadwick win, the Anthony Hopkins win wasn't really much of a surprise because of um, the father really came in strong in the latter part of the award season. So I
Yeah.
think it wasn't really much of a surprise. And as for the best actress race, I mean it's a four-way. It could have gone to any of the four actresses who have won previously for Precursor Awards. So it wasn't much of a surprise for Frances to win actually. I guess those are the the sur- that's the like the main surprise for me, the cinematography, I guess.
Grabe ka kay Vanessa Kirby.
But I like I said, I'm basing it from the Precursor Awards. So like
Because
the yeah. So, but yeah, Vanessa would deserve it either way. So
She was great.
actually, well, I think first of all regarding the Max cinematography, I didn't actually anticipate it at all because there are a lot of like there were like four main technical items like editing, cinematography, adapted, and original screenplay. Right? Like people are trying to distribute their wealth into their predictions into giving at least Nomadland one of those.
yeah.
Because I think everyone was just settled. Like everyone, since Mac was going into the going to the awards, it was not as hyped or as predicted as, for example, like Trial of Chicago 7, which will be diving in a few later. So everyone was expecting at least Nomadland would win at least adapted screenplay or cinematography. Nothing
Yeah.
happened. So like that's the time when I was watching the show that I was really uh fearing for Nomadland, the opposite of Nomadland. It's like, oh my god, they don't even win like they're the categories that they're set to win. So but for me I would be happy if the upset actually happened, it moved to the father or PYW or Promising Young Woman, which is that is what is the feel of earlier today. Uh what's the second one is sorry, somebody said it. Are we going to address this already? Chicago 7? Are we addressing this now? Um,
Kung gusto
Okay.
niyong
Sure.
isira yung flow, joke lang.
okay, here's the thing. I will put it in. Yes, a lot of people are happy that Chicago 7 did not win anything, especially the elusive best picture that everyone was so afraid to actually happen. Which at the back of my mind, like, oh my god, will they actually do it? But but I'm glad that they did not. It's weird because everyone was banking Chicago 7 winning anything, which did not
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. I think also it was kind of not really a surprise, but yeah, I was expecting for if an award goes to Chicago 7, at least that would be for editing, but it didn't happen. So yeah, which is not bad.
Oh yeah, like I don't buy it. It's just surprising because of the amount of money they put into it. I feel like
Mm.
Netflix was really betting on this to be like a big win for it. They have like they have Aaron Sorkin on it, who's like an
Mm.
Academy favorite. Then you have all these like it's a very big ensemble of actors.
Mm.
Like you really think that like this is like super Oscar baity. This is something they would normally
Mm.
award. So
Yeah.
just
But
surprising that
unfortunately,
it didn't.
Irishman happened before Trials of Chicago 7, so at least we had something to back on that the Academy is actually not going to be the pushing it. Yeah, talking about editing, I was I was not surprised, but I was glad that Sound of Metal won, just for the
Mm.
fact that it shook a lot of people. Like, oh my god, they also have the chance to win. Especially like giving. I know there are a lot of technical awards going to Sound of Metal, but giving anything to them is really a item. I personally wanted the father to win because that was watching that editing
Yeah.
was
Oh,
really
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually, the
fantastic.
father.
So but imagine if the father they actually give it to editing to the father, then
Mm.
Nomadland still wins Best Picture. I was like, oh, I'm glad that they gave it to Sound of Metal, just to make sure that they want to solidify Nomadland's win. Other items. Oh, sorry, I forgot about one highlight. Sorry, one highlight. I'm just going back. Alan Kim is the highlight of the Oscar. Sorry, I just want to go back to Alan Kim.
Did
He's
he
so cute.
present anything?
No, he was just
No.
there in his cute
Terrible.
child self with one striped sock. And, yeah, Alan Kim's. I want to talk about. Sorry, I want to ask everyone regarding international film.
Hmm.
It was pretty obvious that they wanted to give it to another round. It was not surprising, but
Yeah,
I
because
actually want
Winterberg
because
was
Winterberg is nominated for director.
Yeah.
I well, I wanted Covalis to win, but well, it was evident in the first place that they would win.
yeah.
I,
I think it was the most for me obvious thing to win given the Winterberg nomination.
yeah, it's like Parasite in
Aside
international
from
film.
Soul winning, of course.
Yeah, aside from Soul.
Also, talking about Soul, actually, I also like that moment when Trent and Atticus just let John have the podium to himself and not like just being in the background, and just let they just let John Batiste speak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that was a good move because he really was like the soul of like
Just
the
so
whole.
so
Plus, Trent and Atticus have won before. I think they won in
yeah,
television,
for
like
social network.
Social Network, right?
Yeah, but Soul is like the pushing. I'm I'm coming here as a unapologetic Soul movie person in here. I know some of them are one person in chat is a huge hater of the Soul.
Sino?
So
Sino yan?
But I the only thing that I really wanted to win, one of the cards that I really wanted to win was Soul winning um score. I really wanted Soul to win score, and
yeah,
it was such a really yes. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay, I'm like wala. Sorry. Hindi naman. Alam ko naman guys, I recognize naman yung yung item. Joke lang. Pero let's think. I Soul was definitely a shoe-in for animated feature.
oh yeah, 100%.
It was especially for them actually buying for score as well and being nominated in another category just ups their chances. Though I wouldn't be mad if Wolf Walkers would win. I'm just going to say that.
I think a lot of people were like Wolfwalkers and Soul are maybe at like the same level. A lot of people wanted Wolfwalkers to win because it was a little, it was smaller. It's from that.
Yeah, it was like the unconventional choice. It was
Yeah.
something like that.
Especially when Disney and Pixar, like they often get it like in years where they don't deserve it. And I felt like they deserve it this year, but
Yeah.
like it just keeps going to them. That's why it's a little annoying.
Because they deserve it this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we going to name the time we're in Toy
There's been
Story
a
4
few.
shut up?
Toy
Sorry.
Story 4. Klaus was my pick.
Yeah, Klaus is my pick too. Sorry.
Klaus won,
Runner
right?
over Coco.
No, Klaus didn't win. It
Klaus
was Toy
lost to
Story
Toy
4.
Story 4.
Oh, okay.
4. Klaus
So-
should have won that year. That is
Honestly.
the questionable item. But, sorry, we return.
Nakailang segue na.
Animated core. Yeah, animated core categories.
Ang laki kasi unpack nung Disney eh. Kasi pag in-unpack natin yung Disney, sunod-sunod na kasi yan. Alam naman natin na hindi friends ang Disney with everyone is against Disney making films whenever it is nominated for an animated feature. Because I personally making this statement, I think Soul should have been actually nominated for BT as well. But
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was one of my like best picture hopes that it would get in
Yeah.
best picture.
yeah, they decided to be like 8. So
Yeah.
yeah, and actually screenplay as well.
Yeah.
But I at least beat best picture. So well, they didn't give it. So
Yeah. Actually, it still continues to be a head scratcher for me because ever since they changed their policy into nominating, they reverted back to nominating 10 Best Picture hopefuls, and they still haven't actually nominated 10 Best Picture, right?
Start this year.
The utmost number that they
9.
nominated was 9, so it's kind of like weird reviving that policy and then not actually nominate 10 best films. So
Oh yeah. I think that's part of the reason that I don't know why they didn't apply it this year, but then when they announced that like next year going forward, it's gonna 2022 going forward, it's gonna be 10 nominees. I feel like they should have done it this year to get those extra ones in, like Soul, probably Muraney, like it as well, but I don't know. I feel like those were the two if it was 10.
well, I'm reading the chat and your name wasn't nominated.
It was not nominated. I think it was 2016. So it was Zootopia, Kubo and the Two Strings, Moana, Zootopia won, so yeah, Your Name should have been nominated.
And Lego Movie, what?
Lego Movie. I think it was 2014. So Big Hero 6 got in. Even How to Train Your Dragon 2 got in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
They're weird.
think I think it just goes to show that how no matter how effort the showrunners put into the show, the ceremonies or the winners end up really being forgettable in the long run.
Oh yeah, like so. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're nominated or not. If it's a good film and it resonates with people.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Another Sorry, I need to ask this one question. Let's go to documentary feature. Uh,
Mm.
I didn't watch it. Octopus.
uh,
I hear it was
lot-
bad. My timeline hated it.
yeah,
Yeah,
mine too.
It's actually the last film that I wasn't able to finish it, but I got past the 1 hour mark. But I was actually expecting it to win because I think it was Richard Brody from the New Yorker who wrote something like we have three political documentaries and they're gonna cancel each one out and they're going to go with this
Yeah.
lighter lighter documentary which is the My Octopus Teacher, but I haven't finished it. Yeah, so
Wait, sorry. We have Crip Camp Collective,
mm,
My Octopus Teacher, the Hong Kong one.
um,
In time, I think.
Time. I was
Time's
fully
so good.
expecting Time to win because of
Time's
the
amazing.
environment, like the political climate. But yeah, I get what
mm,
they're saying that they are canceling each other out. But here's the thing. I know that they will be canceling each other out, but awarding it to because this is so strange.
Honestly, I feel like it
Uh,
was. It's
I didn't
successful.
like My Octopus Teacher.
Yeah.
sorry,
Uh,
to those who actually have dived into My Octopus Teacher, not with the teacher with the octopus, but with with the people for My Octopus. Did you actually think that it will win, or did you enjoy it in the same time? To the chat, who actually uh, because I just find the idea strange. First of all, a lot of the noms that should be in there were
mm,
actually not like
mm.
a lot of them were
Dick
snubbed.
Johnson is dead.
Dick Johnson's dead. Disclosure. There's a lot of
Mm,
Boy,
categories for
Boy State was also a good one.
yeah, didn't get in.
yeah.
It
Right? One night in Miami didn't get in also.
uh,
Yeah, which is
we
a
counting One Night
Category
in
yan, di ba?
Miami as for documentary feature.
for
Documentary.
documentary.
Not a documentary.
Sorry. I thought because I was
Ah!
reading the comment upstairs and um he raised the question like if it was if the academy like pushed the 10 nominations policy, what um
Hmm.
2 other pictures would have got in or what, yeah.
Oh my
Tama
god.
yan
So,
na yan. Ang
Man,
raming pwede.
so
you're getting like
Pwede.
that's what I was reading this while I was
Ah!
talking.
sabi ko, One Night in
Wait
Miami is not a
lang.
documentary, di ba? We're discussing
My
documentary.
God.
Okay. For the shorts, I have. So
I haven't seen the
sorry,
shorts at all.
I have. I've only seen the win. I've seen the winner, which I gave it for. This is for animation short, by the way. Animation
Oh, I
short.
saw that one. If anything.
Yeah. If anything, I saw that one, and we saw Genius Loci. Sorry, Genius. Is this Genius Low?
They pronounced it as low key. I don't know.
Genius
Yeah,
Loki.
yeah.
Low-key. Akala ko
The
Losai
the
nga
pre-
eh.
the presenter pronounced it as low key, but yeah, I also thought it's low sci.
Yeah, but
Any linguist here who can confirm?
but the winners were pretty. Uh, it was a fine movie. It's on Netflix. Actually, that was the trigger that I was actually fearing because there are a lot of Netflix winners in the shorts and documentary items. I was like, oh no, are they going to award it to try?
The trial.
But I think that I am so happy that I didn't. It didn't happen. The live shorts were the ones that are questionable. I personally just Colette was actually the one which is in Netflix, which I watched. That's
Colette is
why
in Netflix.
yes, Colette is
Some
in
of it
Okay.
might have
Netflix.
helped.
And
Uh,
yeah,
someone in the timeline said it was creepy, um, or insensitive, but well, it was the academy. This is the part that we don't actually have because it's hard to have access with the short films, etc., etc. So I understand if no one is actually commenting, if everyone was uh,
hmm,
uh, item.
yeah. I was actually going to comment about that. That it's a good thing that these shorts are being made available. For example, although not all, but I think it hasn't been done before. Like maybe because there wasn't Netflix before, but I think Netflix is doing a good thing. Acquiring these shorts and so that short films could
Maybe
gain some some support or like yeah, because otherwise we wouldn't know beyond the nominations and the awards ceremonies what these shorts are, because it's usually not it just gets available after the award ceremonies. But it's a good thing that some of these shorts were acquired by, for example, Netflix, and some of them are available in YouTube. Or was it just Genius Loki?
yeah, I think this was just a limited one. Um, uh, trying to scan the awards that we remember. Okay, screenplays. Um,
Oh, yeah. The father beating Nomadland?
yeah,
That was
that was.
one.
Let's have the correspondent from the Gold Derby. From the Gold
I
Derby
actually
member.
predicted The Father.
I did
Yeah,
too.
I feel
I
like
feel like it just seemed more obvious because it's like
mm,
it's just the way it's structured, right? It's like a
mm,
really good it's really good in terms of like like the
mm,
as a screenplay, especially
mm,
that it came from a play, and some of the
mm,
other movies that were based on plays weren't as
mm,
good this year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Marines Blackbot.
Shout out to Marini and One Night.
One night
Um,
Miami. Yeah.
Yeah.
and Nomadland, I don't know. When you look at Nomadland, because it kind of feels like a documentary, you're kind of like
Mm,
wondering where
mm.
which parts are.
And it feels improvisational. So I think I don't know if the Academy members who voted for the screenplay category were thinking about it, but I guess that also kind of um, put the favor into The Father, because it was more of like an actual screenplay basing
Mhm.
from a play, rather than comparing it to Nomadland, which is, I think, is more improvisational. So I think The Father has some advantage over Nomadland in that aspect for me.
Yeah,
Oh
Um,
yeah, I
nag-agree
wasn't
ako.
going to Borat. Borat was kind of like that same way where it was a lot of because we were mentioning Borat in the chat. It was kind of that same thing where there is a lot of improv, right? So
mm,
it's kind of hard to like measure
so any other reactions to the winners and non-winners?
to the winners.
Sorry for original screenplay. Yes.
Ano, joke lang.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Well, I
like
predicted I predicted promising you because I actually came in the awards. If ever there's going to be an upset that will be going to be in favor for promising young woman, it it is going to be the original screenplay win that will push them to best picture.
yeah.
Hindi.
I
Joke lang.
I
Uy, hindi
predicted
ako.
Chicago 7 just because it's Aaron Sorkin. I was like, I feel like they might just choose him because it's Aaron Sorkin and the older
Yeah,
Academy.
same.
But I feel like this was just like a better win. It's just
Yeah,
so
I
refreshing.
yeah, it felt really going to go, especially with the pre awards coming into the academy, giving it to promising young woman. I Raven, I need to clear this out. I don't. I'm not hating on Promising Young. It's like in my top 3 of the best pictures. So don't worry. I'm just want to clear my name. I know I know you love Promising Young Woman. It's in my top 3. Don't worry. It's
Mm.
it's yeah, it's one of my backups because of if Nomadland magically does not win. I wanted Promising Young Woman or the other to win.
My backup was Minari. Like that was what I wanted.
Hmm.
But it was nice because it was nice that it won original screenplay because I feel like this movie has a lot of fans, including myself. And
Yeah.
Emerald was nominated in 3 categories, and this was the only one that seemed possible to award
Yeah.
her for. So it's nice that I think it was its only award, right? It was nice that it was
Yeah.
able to go home with an award and that it went to Emerald out of
Yeah.
yeah.
Yun nga yung feeling ko eh. Kaya okay lang sa akin na nanalo na Best Original Screenplay. Though nagkaroon ako ng feeling na hindi man nanalo si Carrie because of that. Tapos yung nalaman ko nanalo si Yoon Yo-jung for Best Supporting Actress. Feeling ko talaga after that, hindi mananalo si Anthony Hopkins for Best Actor since hindi nanalo si Coleman for The Father. Yun lang, yung kutob ko yung nakita ko, Minari got Best Supporting. So,
Na-feel ko
Best
delulu
Actor.
lang talaga ako nung time na yun.
Yeah.
Kasi mataas pa yung hopes ko na mananalo si Carey Mulligan up until the last minute.
Me too. I was really
Yeah,
hoping for
umasa
Carrie.
ako. Yeah.
I think everyone was just delusional that Carey Mulligan would win.
I think it's just really loved, like online especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was rooting for her.
Yeah, especially when you don't know which way this award is going, then it just goes to like your favorite. Especially because Francis and Viola have had Oscars before, and Francis is I feel like the general feeling was Francis might not get it
Yeah.
because she just won like 2 years ago, and even in some of the anonymous ballots, they were like, "Well, she just won like 2 years ago."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you know, you want to share the wealth, and it feels like a bigger deal if Carrie won it, but.
Pati, it's within her type. Tapos yung kay Carrie, kay Vanessa, tapos kay Andra Day first time. Out of their comfort zone lahat ng characters nila eh. So, umasa ako na silang tatlo sana ang manalo. Pero hindi. Veterans pa rin.
The Oscars have their way.
Well,
Yeah.
it really depends kasi parang ang tawag dun, there were years with the acting awards that it was very clear that the younger ones were better than the veterans in terms of acting. But this time, it was such a toss-up, especially for actor and actress, that it is not as I think we could take whatever who will win with not so much of a bitter light. Yeah. I know you're gonna say that when which is very true. Especially with the Anthony Hopkins win, and it was really
Sobrang shocking lang siya. Pero at the same time, okay lang sa akin. Pero shocking
because it was
it was a good performance.
because it was
galing.
everyone is in the back of their mind that they didn't want. They are definitely going to give it to Chadwick because he unfortunately is not with us. Everyone is that, and the ceremony was made to feel that they are going to award that one. Unfortunately, that did not happen. Anthony Hopkins is out there in Wales, spelled in Twitter as WHAELLES. I was like, what? And then
Nanalo ako?
like yung I don't know if I don't know why was that Twitter account the only one who's showing it. I don't know where was the original one. But the person who was sharing the video was spelling ng Wales ng England ay WHALES. Mali.
Nasa loob, Pinocchio siya eh. Nasa loob siya. Si Geppetto.
Wala na nga speech si Anthony Hopkins kasi technically gabi naman talaga ng madaling araw na sa ano, 'di ba? sa UK
London.
ng time na yun.
Yeah.
So parang in-expect na wala siya, pero parang nung nabigay ng speech tapos yung nakalagay pa na caption, mali pa yung spelling, edi mas lalo na wala yung ano. Pero
Pero yun nga. Yun nga. Go.
Yeah.
ayun, everyone is the expectation of Anthony Hopkins win was really really fun. Na parang if this was on another day on a different order,
Yeah.
everyone would have celebrated Anthony Hopkins win much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Chadwick was still
Unfortunate-
around.
Yeah.
Especially.
Unfortunately, the ceremony was that. So it was really sad that Anthony needed another. That was how he actually won. But this is
Yep.
ang saya.
Anak
Ano-
ko, Kuya Tito.
Even if they gave it to anybody else, they would have been. I think the other people were there, so they could have at least given a speech, you know.
Yeah.
And shouted out Chadwick, but it was so awkward because he wasn't there, and they led up to Chadwick.
Yeah.
I would not have minded Riz Ahmed. I think he was great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sound of Metal. Like,
Okay.
Because Riz was the one of, if not the top two front runners before the father had their release. But
Yeah.
everybody
Oh, yeah.
apparently watched the father, and everybody switched. I was one. I was actually one. I was guilty of that. I was Riz
Wait, they
Ahmed
didn't release
Ako
it?
prior
rin,
to the
nag-switch
father.
ako. Yeah.
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 They didn't release it until like a month ago. Then suddenly,
Yeah.
whoa, this is a
Yeah, I
big
think it had that
performance.
kind of an advantage because of that late release, and it's still fresh to their memories, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, kaya okay rin yung editing dahil ang ganda nga ng editing. Like, kahit late mo na notice yung switch nung... Pati yung production design gets ko kung bakit sila na-nominate.
Mhm.
Yung
Tapos,
actually to double up on that, kung if they released a little bit like a month earlier, most probably they would get another award for either editing or with PD. Kasi
true.
Oh yeah.
ano parang hindi ang tagal, hindi nag-sync in hindi mag-sync in sa yung genius ng production design ng The Father kung if you don't rewatch it again.
Ayaw
parang-
na i-rewatch yun. Okay na ako.
Yeah, I can't rewatch it. I'm good for now.
I can't.
Mas kaya kong i-rewatch yun kumpara mo naman sa Amor. Yung Amor, hindi ko talaga kaya parang ulit. I'm so sorry.
Hindi ko na kaya i-rewatch yung Grave of the Fireflies. No, thank you.
Pero yun nga, parang
Yeah.
there are a lot, yung parang Anthony Hopkins was, the late release was to Anthony Hopkins' advantage. Na if ever it had a little bit more longer time to sink in, it would be Butch. It would have pulled most probably the best picture to put up a better fight with Nomadland for best picture. Doesn't say.
Also, just a little fun
So-
fact: he's the oldest Best Actor winner in history at 83 years old.
He doesn't look 83. He looks like around like 75.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really.
Without a difference.
Oh my god, no. Sorry.
In general, the actors are older. Actually, Frances McDormand is the third oldest at 63 years old.
She
Uh,
doesn't look 63. That's
yeah,
why.
he looks great. Like she's very like
She's-
energetic for like
Yeah.
the 63. And then I think Yoon Ye-jung is 73 as well. So she's the third oldest.
She's Korean,
Supporting.
so let's understand.
And then other way around, Daniel Kaluuya is like the seventh youngest for best supporting. Just some random age stats there.
Thanks.
Mga 58.
Mga 58 siya. mga ganun time lang si Francis McDormand.
Yeah.
Ano ba?
Moving
Ano ba?
on, what are your recommendations next?
Sorry, let's shout out some of this chat. Sabi, you're talking about rewatching, sabi niya.
Oh, the song!
Oh, best song! Ay,
This,
finale natin yun, di ba?
yeah,
Her-
it was a surprise for me also.
I was like, what?
Surprise.
Here's the thing. I think the voters actually know that Speak Now will win.
Yes.
Unfortunately, this is another case of everyone else, film Twitter and film critics being delusional that Yusavik will win. because it's just like the "This Is Me" of the area, the
Yeah.
category. It's the anthem of the categories. It's like
Hmm.
it's fun. It's an unexpected choice. I don't know if the voters cannot see past through the film,
The comedy, yeah.
the comedy
Yeah,
film aspect of it. But
I think I think that kind of went to the advantage went to Judas because of the strong support for the film. And yeah, Eurovision
Yeah.
didn't have that kind of like traction in the awards race.
but
Yeah, I
there
feel
were
like
kids. There were
yeah,
kids in
they were kids. But plus, I think her is just like kind of respected in the
Hmm.
industry, so they were just like, "Wait, we might." But I prefer it when like you actually hear the song throughout the movie, not like these songs which
Yeah,
come out like the
yeah,
very
yeah.
end, just so that they can get another Oscar nomination.
Like Diane Warren,
Oh my god, she
Oh
was
my
who
god!
camping
lost
Oh my
who
god!
everywhere.
lost again.
I could not escape her. Like she
Oh
was
my god!
she tried really hard.
Tried her best. Let's give
She
her that.
tried.
She looked kind of pissed. Oh, come on, ma'am.
There was a
I
reaction
mean,
shot of her.
She has
no,
a
yeah, I think in
dozen.
the like the what do you call this? The when the nominees are side by side,
Mm.
she looked kind of pissed on that one. Eh, eh.
I think they were like, it's
I
a
was-
weaker year, so she could win. But I don't know. The song was okay.
Maybe if she writes more, I don't know, exciting songs. Because frankly, her
Honestly,
songs, I don't know. I find it kind of boring, the songs that she composes for the films.
I think a lot of people are like, she did so well like in her early years that like they're just nominating whatever she's in now because they kind of like Glenn Close. They just want her to win eventually. But these songs are just not as good as like her early stuff. Like
Mm.
nothing's gonna stop us now because you love me.
Mm.
How do I live? I don't want to miss a
Yeah.
thing. Like those are like legendary. So I think they're just like it's Diane Warren.
But it's
we want her to win eventually. But
it's
the songs
just
aren't good.
sad that she still didn't win in a weak year,
Mm.
which is technically like there you need to just you just third at max. I was like, yeah, she should have won with Gaga though. Wait, what year was this? I don't know.
Are you looking at the pictures? I was just looking at those pictures too. With
No,
Gaga. It was for that documentary,
Mm.
okay.
Till It Happens with You. Till It Happens to You.
This is weird. She didn't win for.
I thought she won for I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, same.
Let's see who she
Hindi.
lost to. Give me 1 second. She lost to When You Believe. From Japan.
Oh, okay. When You Believe should have won.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair.
That's Mariah. That's fair.
And then How Do I Live lost to My Heart Will Go On.
Mm.
Wait,
Oh,
Music of My Heart.
I thought she was the one who wrote I that's why I thought she won already, because I thought she was the one who wrote My Heart Will Go On.
No, oh
No,
my
she
gosh, Celine Dion.
No. I mean, wait, she lost on Because You Loved Me. Wait, that's 1997.
Because You Love Me for The Mirror Has Two Faces, right?
You Must Love Me from Evita.
You Must Love Me.
Okay. She. I'm starting to realize that she is just plain unlucky.
Look, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Because there
this was
a
the
lot of
category for 4 years. This is like when she was at her strongest. Because You Love Me, How Do I Live, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, and Music of My Heart. But
and
then,
you'll
like,
be on my heart. Okay,
The
she's
Academy just
just
doesn't love her.
Oh, I'm sad.
she's
Sunod-sunod
unlucky.
pa.
she's just plain unlucky. Like
And then
there
Nothing's Gonna
is.
Stop Us Now lost to I've Had the Time of My Life from Dirty
Oh my
Dancing.
god, she's just doing so bad.
Try and try again at sana
Try
walang
again.
malakas na kalaban.
I if she is going for like best song like in the upcoming category, I don't want her to go there because there are a lot of musicals coming into the next award season.
Oh
Hindi,
yeah.
pwede siya mag-break na muna tapos bumalik ng mas
Medyo
malakas.
pangit na yung ano, no? Kung
Oo,
medyo pangit na ulit yung lineup.
Dumarami na ulit yung movie musicals eh. So, yay, I'm excited.
The
Tapos,
musicals are there this year.
There are
yes.
probably three. Like Wicked this one.
Wicked's not coming, is it?
Sorry, Wicked is like the reason. Sorry.
Ano? Ano sinabi mo?
There was at least West Side Story and The Heights is incoming. So
Tapos, nagulat
And
ako yun sa
music part
animated.
2.
Oh, and
Ano?
Dear Evan Hansen.
Dear
Dear
Evan
Evan Hansen as well.
Hansen, ayun.
oh my
Yeah.
god. No, don't go. Don't even try Diane Warren.
And Camila Cabello Cinderella.
Oh.
Oh. Wait,
Ay,
Camila Cabello
wait.
is Cinderella?
Yes, Camila. It's not Disney's though. It's but she is in. I think Sony's doing it. They released one image and that's it.
Okay. I mean, sabi ni Onesimus, eligible songs ng mga musicals original best song. Oo, dahil merong chances na feeling ko nag-suggest na nga si Lin-Manuel na magdadagdag siya ng other songs na hindi niya nilagay sa In the Heights, the Broadway version.
And
So,
I think
pwede.
hindi naman dapat kasi parang hit depende kasi baka kasi may mga nasingit ng new songs eh. Most probably man nangyayari. Kasi technically, for example, Hairspray, di ba, nagpasok sila yung Lady's Choice, wala naman sa the original musical play. So, there is a possibility since hindi natin alam kung ano yung meron. So, yeah, may possibility nga naman.
Yeah.
It's like traditional. Like every like Disney musical remake that they're doing now, they include like a bonus song just so that it can get nominated at
Yeah.
the Oscars.
And it gets sung in the end.
Yes. Or even Cats. Cats had a new song by Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
totoo.
tried. They tried.
Gusto
That
niyang
they-
gayahin si Lady Gaga talaga. Ewan
No,
ko.
they... Kuy, Raven, wag ka na maraming Swiftie dito. Shh, wag ka. Wag dito.
Hindi. Hindi naman perfecto siya. Okay lang.
It's okay. That movie
Na-pressure
wasn't
lang
like
siya ng Cats. Feeling ko na-pressure.
Like, akala ko yung bardagulan na mangyayari ngayon to saan si ano, magiging Swiftie versus Ga.
O hindi. Pero nagulat ako na yung Over the Moon ay musical pala siya.
Yeah, it's a musical.
Oh.
Not so good one.
Talaga? Oo.
Hindi kasi ang issue kasi pag mga ganun na animated musicals, alam mo kasi dapat natatatak sa utak mo yung songs. The problem with Over the Moon is even though the premise is there, hindi yung songs itself was not as strong as the others.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh,
Siya
yeah.
pa naman yung nag-compose for siya pa naman yung sa Tangled, sa Little Mermaid, hindi rin sayang.
Oh,
Hindi
was it Alan
nag-mention.
Menken? I feel like
No,
he
Glenn
hasn't had like a...
Keane.
Oh, Glenn Keane.
Yeah.
Namatay si
yeah.
Alan Menken from AIDS, HIV, I think.
What? No, that's not...
Iba yan?
That's not-
Iba yan? No,
Iba
iba,
yun.
iba yata.
That's not
Iba
You're talking
yata
about his he does the music and then somebody else did the lyrics.
Yun.
I know who you're talking about. I was like,
Howard
it's not-
Ashman ba? Or
Howard
Howard
Shore? Okay.
di ako sure.
I think it's Howard
Alam
Ashman.
ko, mayroong isa namatay because of, complications disease.
sobrang kawawa
It
na.
was Howard Ashman, yeah.
Yeah, Howard Ashman. Yan. Tama.
Yeah.
Wait, we need to mention this.
Ano?
The 93 Academy Awards is on Letterboxd, so if you wanna rate it like 1
Oh
star,
my gosh.
Oh my god.
Alam na.
Soderbergh.
Soderbergh. I expected so much.
Soderbergh plagiarist.
Yung Letterboxd, Letterboxd is slowly becoming the meme.
Talaga?
The meme items. Like everyone is. Ano yung mga
Those
tipong
are
not
my jokes.
intended. Then there's Letterboxd has been like that already with the reviewers who are joking their reviews. But the more of the coming, like the jokes are coming with the entries in Letterboxd itself. Like all K dramas are in there. Like
Talaga?
Yes.
Wow.
Tapos yung mga gatekeeper ng letterbox, tapos magko-comment, so why the hell is this in letterbox, etc., etc. Tapos rating na 4 stars. Mga ganun, mga ganung level yung so it's slowly becoming like an item. And especially if it is a cultural. Remember Ratatouille the musical in the start of the year?
Oh my
Yes.
god, yes, I
Yes.
watched that.
Hindi ko
So
pa
it's
napapanood.
in letterbox. So everyone was highly controversial that it is there.
It was cute.
It's really good. I'm excited for that one. May
Ano nga
K-pop
yung
music
sasabihin
videos
ko?
sa LB. See, it's in.
Oh my god.
Sino
See,
nag...
everyone.
Which
Ah.
one? Which ones?
Which one?
I think for a while, there was a Taylor Swift video on there, but they took it down.
Buti naman.
I get it if it's
Inaaway mo talaga yung mga Swiftie dito sa ano.
Hindi! Music video naman in general. Tapos, Taylor Swift lang nagkataon ng pinoint out ni Kuya Wendell.
Moving
Mukhang-
on, what's your recommendations for the next Oscar?
Next Oscars.
Akala ko, ay wait, sorry. Yun na muna bago yung
Mag-red carpet pa ba
i-fill
tayo?
up yung 10 best
yeah.
picture.
Red
We wanna
carpet
do that.
wasn't very.
Memorable.
Yeah, I mean Regina King, I think looked great, and then
Riz
that's about
Ahmed, Carey
Riz
Mulligan,
Ahmed.
Oh my, by the
Alan
way,
Kim.
I really like the guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The outfits this year.
Lakeith
Paul Raci.
and Daniel Kaluuya look good in their suits.
Alan
Oh,
Kim
Raci.
was the best one.
Adorable.
So nice. Let's go, Paul Raci.
Yes.
And Paul
Oh my
Raci
gosh.
too, yeah. He
Ang
looked good
galing
in
niya.
the suit.
He's so good.
Sobrang galing. So ano yung idadagdag sa
May tanong ako.
Soul,
Sa-
definitely.
sa best picture, yung kung igagawin mong 10 instead of 8, ano yung
Okay,
dadagdag
siya.
nyo?
I will put Soul in there,
Of course.
and
Yeah.
I would put One Night in Miami.
Ako rin, yung One Night in
Oh.
Miami. Yeah. Dapat
As
nandun
in-
yun eh.
Sorry.
I think I would have put Marini over, like I Soul as well, but I think I would have done Marini instead of One Night.
I was actually thinking. Sorry, and Earl brought it up. I was most probably Borat.
Yeah.
Borat. That would have been a surprise.
Yeah, Borat would be nice there.
Parang rare na may comedy films sa best
Yeah.
picture.
That's why I was
Right.
everyone was rooting for Palm Springs.
Ayaw nga Palm Springs.
good.
Palm Springs was there.
Pero feeling ko magiging cult classic siya. Or pop culture classic.
As you can see, I am not mentioning Maraine's Black Bottom because that deserved to be snubbed.
Ayaw ko
that
rin yung Ma Rainey. Hindi ko talaga siya nagustuhan.
I
Kaya
hated
nagulat
it.
ako na nasa adapted siya dahil parang hindi siya na-adapted for film. Mas play talaga siya sa akin throughout the
Yeah, no,
movie.
that's fair.
Hated
I like the
Maraine's Black
performances,
Bottom.
but
Yeah.
in terms of like direction, like I was surprised by how many directing like nominations that Regina King was getting in other places. Because even for One Night, like One Night still felt like a play to me.
For me, I think Maraini should be there on the basis of the nominations that they got. I mean, they were nominated for the 2 acting leads. They won makeup and they won costume and they're nominated for screenplay. So it's weird that it isn't there in the top, the best picture nominees. And basing from the nominations alone, and then the other one would be Soul, I guess, because of the best animated film win. Maybe we do something like what films are going to be
Next year?
leading the pack.
Oh my gosh!
Is
Wag!
that too advanced?
Ang alam ko lang na hindi dapat manominate ang Raya. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. Hindi dapat siya nominate
I mean,
for Best Animated Feature dahil
he's
magagalit
not gonna
ako.
get nominated.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
I thought it was meh. Like I thought it was okay. Like
Kung iisipin nyo, anong nagpapa-unique sa Raya from Moana and Coco dahil parang facade lang yung Southeast Asian influence eh. Kahit anong culture ang ilagay mo, walang magbabago sa story.
Kaya tuk-tuk.
No. It's
No.
basically APA. No.
Tuk-tuk. Kaya niya. Tama yung chop. Tapos na, tumatakbo siya. Cute.
Marketing scheme lang yan ng Disney.
Sell toys.
Pero kahit anong gawin nyo guys, lalabas yung Raya sa Mauritius. I'm so sorry. It's like
Yeah.
when they released it, it's already locked in.
Yeah.
Do they have any other movies? Oh, they have that movie Luca. Pixar has Luca coming out, I think.
May
The French
pag-asa ako sa
Dispatch.
Pixar.
Yeah.
I'm so
And
excited.
maybe the Eternals. Maybe the
Um,
Eternals.
Sana.
Dune and French
Directed by
Dispatch are my
Academy
favorite.
Award winner Chloe Zhao.
Oh my gosh. Ano pa ba?
What else is coming?
Well, yung musicals.
Yeah.
June? D-U-N-E.
June, yeah.
Akala ko tinatawag si
June.
Kuya June. Sorry.
House of Gucci, Lady Gaga.
Music Part 2, directed by Sia.
What? Seryoso ba yan? No, hindi ko pa napapanood ang music. Natatakot ako. Oh, yung new Bond
I
film
don't
yan,
know.
No Time to Die.
Oh my god, Billie
Ine-
Eilish is gonna win. Billie
Yeah,
Eilish won the Grammy already for this.
I mean, ina-expect kong manominate si Billy ever since nakita ko siyang mag-sing for In Memoriam. Yun ang magandang In Memoriam song. Yung ginawa nila, Billy and Phineas.
Mhm.
Ay, wow, ang cute ni Adam Driver dyan. Wala lang.
I think the Koreeda movie will get traction. The Koreeda movie, which is going to be shot in South Korea.
Cool.
Who's in it?
Song Kang Ho from Parasite.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's possible.
And
oh,
by Ling.
Nightmare Alley.
Yeah.
That's one that could get
Mm.
nominated. I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro's like first since Shape of Water.
Is this still from? Okay.
That's
This is
from
just
Don't Look Up from Adam McKay.
Is Killers of the Flower Moon going to be released in time for the next Oscar?
I think they finished shooting. I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, there's a new Taika Waititi film. It was supposed to be released last year. It's starring Michael Fassbender. It's about like a coach, I think. The Last Goal Wins.
Mm.
I think that's very possible as well.
There's a part 2 of Carol.
Hindi, yung poster lang nandiyan si Kate Blanchett. Naisip ko lang
Okay.
Carol Part 2.
Just behind
Sorry.
the scenes of Kate Blanchett.
I love the hairstyle.
I mean, it looks like it, right?
Battle of the Scorsese Muses.
Oh, there's a new Edgar Wright coming.
Ooh, okay.
Last Night in Soho, starring Anya Taylor-Joy.
Mm.
Grabe
How
yung
about
babaeng.
Robert Eggers' The Night What?
Oh yeah,
What's-
the one with
what's
Nicole
the-
Kidman, right?
Yeah.
I
What's
think
the
that's
title again?
possible.
The
I don't know,
Northman.
like The Northman. Yeah,
Mm.
I think I like his movies. So, and he hasn't really broken out into like the main awards season yet, and I feel like this could be it. Like it's Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, or Anya Taylor-Joy. But we'll see.
Hindi ba dear Evan Hansen no kay Amy Adams?
Yes.
Yeah,
Amy-
yes.
I think Amy Adams is playing the mom of Caitlin Dever there. I think.
I think what
Caitlin Dever, I'm excited.
I think what
Yeah.
Wanya is referring the Amy Adams
Psychological
movie
thriller.
is the woman in the window.
That's not getting anywhere. They've been trying to release that for I think 2 years now, but apparently it's really really bad that they sold it over to Netflix or whatever. Like
Mm.
so it's apparently quite bad.
Ano yung Barbie the movie from Greta Gerwig?
Yeah, I don't think they haven't shot it or written it yet, but Greta Gerwig and what's her husband's name?
Noah
Noah
Baumbach.
Noah
Noah
Baumbach are
Baumbach.
doing a movie with Margot Robbie as Barbie, and I think Margot's producing as well.
Ay? Oh, bumabalik na sa dating gawe na hindi na magkakast ng ibang actor for her movie
Oh yeah.
studio.
Wait, sorry.
Barbie
Is Barbie the doll?
Yeah, Barbie the doll.
Yes.
Oh. So the
Mm.
Barbie cinematic universe is not enough.
No. They did a Princess and the Pauper remake, maybe.
Yeah. Do you have The Barbie and the Island Princess is the best Barbie. Sorry.
And this is possible too. The Tragedy of Macbeth. It's the upcoming Joel Coen film. I don't know if it's coming out, but it's
Macbeth. Oh my gosh.
Frances McDormand as Lady Macbeth and Denzel. It's Denzel and Frances as Lord and Lady.
Whoa.
Amazing.
We'll see.
So, kontrabida si Frances dito. I mean, Lady Macbeth.
There's also the Don't Worry Darling with Harry Styles and Florence Pugh.
Maraming movies, hindi na makapag-catch up ever.
Because they move, because they
Hindi
move
pa
a
nga
lot
pinapalabas, nagreklamo.
this year.
I mean, ang maraming ko na ang backlogs, yung classics pa lang, nakakatulog na ako. So far, yung 12 Angry Men pa lang, hindi ako nakakatulog. Ang ganda nun eh.
Catherine
Basta
Hepburn.
inaantay ko yung music part to
Watch
Siga.
Oh my gosh.
Inaantay natin yung music. Music part
Oh,
2.
Mermaid. Well, I don't think it's getting nominated or anything, but I like Halle a lot.
Have we not established already that Disney live remakes are bad?
They're terrible. Yeah. They're
Ano
usually
po?
terrible.
Disney and?
Disney
Live
live
remakes.
action remakes. They're bad.
Oh, okay.
But I love their casting sometimes, and then the movie comes out and it's. Cinderella was okay. Yeah, that was one of their earlier ones.
Yeah,
I like
actually, okay na
Cinderella.
Cinderella. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like the costumes and the set design of Cinderella.
Yeah,
It's
tapos,
the one directed by Tarsem Singh, right? Oh, so it's like the costumes are lavish and colorful.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
not the,
directed.
no,
by
I'm thinking of the different
No,
Cinderella film.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Mirror Mirror actually. The
Oh.
Cinderella was okay.
You know, a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
studios are coming up with like their fantasy stories that kind of sound like Disney movies because they do well.
Cruella, do you think it will gain
Costumes.
some traction?
I think
Yes, costumes and hair and makeup, at least.
but that's it. I feel like that's
I mean,
where the
it
book
depends,
stops.
it depends rin sa performance ni Emma Stone.
I really
Dahil
like the
kaya,
trailer.
yeah, dahil kaya niyang mag-play ng ganun eh. Proof sa akin yung The Favorite.
Oh yeah, no, I feel like it matches her, but I don't
It
know.
depends.
I
It
don't have
depends.
high hopes anymore for these live action films. They just get set up for disappointment.
Yeah.
Sure na ba kayo saan?
Ayun.
Hindi natin na-address yung yung Mulan Erasure today. Joke lang. Wala pa lang dapat
Dapat
i-address.
na na-erase siya talaga eh. No?
Oh my God, maganda naman yung costumes ng Mulan, pero ang ganda na lang yun.
Kahit na. Ano na.
Okay.
Tapos
Do we
na
move
ba?
on from?
Move on na. Ay, ito na ba yung suggestions part for the next
I
Oscars?
was just kidding.
pero
Baka bigyan ng
seryoso.
suggestion.
Pero
Yeah, but
seryoso.
it's actually like for one, like reverting back to the original order.
Ang nagkakasin din ng podcast. Salamat po, producer. Ano?
Yeah, Luca, yung
Kay
yung,
Pixar.
yung gay baiting nila.
What?
Call Me By Your Name.
Seryoso?
I mean, it looks like Call Me By Your Name, like almost exactly.
Yeah, it. I
Luca
would
is
be
a gay
very.
film?
May
Sorry, I would be
cannibalism
happy if it's
in-
actually an LGBT film, but it
I
seems
doubt it,
like
Disney.
a gay bait
Mahirap
film.
yan. Dahil may pagka-monster element or myth
Yeah.
element siya eh. So,
It's kind of, it looks like Call Me By Your Name meets Shape
Yeah,
of
that's
Water.
what-
Like, he becomes like a little sea monster.
ang cute ng start ni Tito. Wala lang. Shokoy film. Grabe.
Grabe kayo, hindi mo pwedeng Italian
Merman.
yun, Shokoy. Gano'n.
Sabihin mo nga yung
Mermon.
Shokoy. Sabihin mo yung Shokoy in an Italian
Italian
accent.
Shokoy!
Oh, thank you. So ano yung
Okay.
suggestions?
And the actor goes to.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
Like,
anti-climactic din yung podcast. Ano mang gusto niyo gawin namin dito? May ending may ending performance?
Wala rin kaming
Directed
director
by
dito. Ang kalat na nga eh.
It's directed by Steven Soderbergh, guys.
Ang
the
DJ si Rain.
Husavic performance.
Ano, suggestion. Sana ganun ka low-key rin ulit. Wala lang, para mas tipid.
I like that. Yeah, the intimacy is fine. I think it's just
Yeah.
like there. It's not that the small venue was the problem. I think it was kind of cute, but like the actual, like not putting the clips, not putting any jokes, like that. could be
Kasalanan
worked
to ng
on.
stage manager eh. Joke lang. I mean, yeah, kalat siya. Tapos yung idea nga na mag-connect to the audience by questioning them why they became filmmakers. Yung nagustuhan ko nga rin yung sinasabi nila na gumawa ng sariling costumes and props and sets nung bata sila. Tapos ngayon producer na sila. Tapos architect students tapos naging part of the production design team. Yung mga ganun at dating nakaka-inspire yung sinabi na dati janitorial staff sa isang set or studio. Tapos ngayon, nasa Oscar red carpet na siya. Yung mga ganun, okay siya. Yung, yung flow lang, yung ang kaka-turn off.
I was like
Yun
too much. It
talaga.
kind of felt like high school graduation. And his favorite movie when he was a kid,
Yeah.
his first movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
They took a lot of risks. I feel like some of them would have been cool if the other ones landed, but it was odd.
Yeah, yung jokes lang. Dapat nag-hire sila ng comedian talaga for jokes eh.
Yeah.
Parang
Or
walang
even written
comedians.
some jokes. Like they had presenters. They could write jokes.
Nasa suggestions na ba tayo ng mga yeah.
Opo, nasa suggestions na po tayo.
Padala na lang nila. Post na lang nila sa Twitter.
Pwede,
Eh,
or
I think yung suggestion ko lang naman ay dapat kilalanin ko sino man yung may-ari ng Twitter account nila, yung mga pangalan ng nanalo. Parang ako, hindi mo man pwede i-text kung ano yung nakalagay na pangalan. Parang, nakalagay lang, parang sobrang template lang, tapos i-upload lang nila yung Twitter account. Sobrang kawawa yung mga nanalo. Yun lang, arte.
Tapos, sana mag-keep yung directing Oscar sa Asians. Charot, joke lang yun. More diversity sana dahil gumaganda na nga yung diversity. Hindi na puro white lang. At least may improvement. So, good job, I guess.
Oh yeah, I feel like it helped that it was like smaller movies, so like, a lot of these like the bigger movies don't often.
Ay, naku, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like a bigger budget.
King Red for Best Director,
Ay,
2020.
Okay. Naisip ko tuloy never, rarely, sometimes, always. Sana the best picture naman lang siya.
Well,
Wala lang.
Good.
Sidney Flanagan naman yung mas well, both actress and supporting actress dapat yun. Parang medyo na miss.
Filipino when?
Oh my God, handa na ba kayo sa papadala ng
Part
Pilipinas sa sa Oscars next year? Handa na ba kayo padala ng anak ng macho dancer?
Mindanao Part 2.
My gosh, no, please.
Anak ng macho dancer.
Umaasa na lang ako kay Eva Noblezada na magkaroon siya ng mas magandang movie. Or
Yeah,
an
I'm waiting for her
Oscar.
to be
Not
right.
Yellow Rose. Ano po?
I feel like she has the right trajectory right now. Like if she gets casted in a good movie, she could be because she's a Tony nominee.
Yes.
Right?
I miss the Tony Awards. When will we come back? Wala.
Feeling
When
ko,
will Broadway come back? I think Broadway is completely gone.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
their set is, I think they're trying to come back later this year. May mga mag-open na ng June eh. So,
Di ba yan ba yung Princess Diana musical?
But
Tapos,
Diana the musical is going to be uploaded in Netflix in October.
yeah. Tapos, di ba sinabi nila magkakaroon rin sa staged production pa rin? Or hindi na, na-scrap na nila yun?
Yun yung hindi ko sure. Kasi parang them coming from, hindi ko sure kasi kung if they're going to upload the live cast recording in for example, their stage recording ng sa Netflix, would they be still eligible for the Tony?
Yun rin. Feeling ko
Yun yung-
hindi.
Oh, yeah. Probably not. I feel like it has to be like playing at one of the like the Broadway theaters. So it's like
Yeah.
it's a specific few theaters, right?
Mananalo pa yung Six the Musical ng Best Musical. Wag ganun, guys.
Go lang.
I don't think the Tonys last year happened yet. Like they did nominations, but they
No,
didn't.
they only did nominations for the fortunate 2 or 3 productions that actually opened before the pandemic hit.
Tama ba yung
Ikaw.
pagkatanda ko na isa lang ang na-nominate na Best Actor?
Yeah, isa lang. Si
Oh
ano
my
lang,
God.
si
Best actor in a musical, aren't they?
Ang sad.
Yeah, because the
Ang
other
sad.
3, but it's almost by default because Tina Turner musical doesn't have a male lead. Jagged Little Pill about Alanis Morissette doesn't have a male lead, and then the only other option was Percy Jackson the
Yeah.
musical.
That's why
Oh.
I was wondering if for example, kasi for example, Six the Musical was supposed to open at the day the New York shutdown happened.
Yeah.
So if they actually open, they will actually be eligible for the Tony Awards. The problem is they have 6 leads. So they like will nominate everyone for
Is that the one from like the UK? The one about the king and his six,
Yeah.
the 6 wives of Henry VIII.
It seems like
Yes.
that's been cool.
Sobrang sikat niya sa UK.
They actually have reopened already, I think, in the
Yeah.
in the UK.
Well, parang meron silang parang off-Broadway version. It's almost like as famous as Heathers,
West
the
End.
off-Broadway musical. Yeah. Hindi, parang off-Broadway ng West End. Dahil hindi pa siya nang properly open noon. Pero kwento ng UK friend ko na matagal nang sikat ang Six. Oh, okay. Sobrang American chick. Dahil kawawa naman yung mga scores
They
or
didn't
yung
play the-
soundtracks
they
ng
didn't play the
films
score.
na hindi na-highlight. Yeah, they didn't. And I was like, no, why? Ang saya pa naman nung last year na meron ng female conductor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ang fun nun. Parang gawin nila mas simple pero nandiyan pa rin pomp and circumstance for
Yeah, exactly. Make it.
yeah,
You can make it intimate, but also make it feel like I don't know, like grander.
special.
Yes,
Yung
make it feel special.
Hindi kagaya nung nabasa ko sa article na yung ceremony ngayon ay nasa Los Angeles Union Station. Tapos appropriate dahil train wreck yung ceremony ngayon. Sabi, ang harsh naman to.
That's so hard.
Oo naman
That's
kasi.
funny, though.
Oo nga, totoo. Pero harsh pa rin. They tried. It's risky. Pero yun nga.
Ang suggestion ko lang next year, wala nang party games. Para lang mapapanalo si Glenn Close ng kahit ano man lang dun sa award na yun. Yun lang.
Yung party games. Yeah. Stick to
Yeah.
interviews na lang po.
Put jokes in between so we don't have to put it all in that party game because it was like the only fun time in the night, but even it still was cringy.
True.
Anyways,
Yeah,
bakit
so
nawala si
that's
Tito
good.
J doon sa taas? Ano nangyari sa inyo?
Where'd he
Hindi ko
go?
alam. Sinabi niya, guys, wrap up na tayo, tapos umalis na siya.
Iniwanan. Gusto ko yung iniwanan mo kami dito. Balita ko yung nag-aayos eh. Anyways, I think we could okay, sige. I think we could wrap up everything pa. Bala na si LP mag-cut ng kung ano man yung natira dito. Pero thank you very much guys to everyone who stayed in the chat. Ano yung next natin na i-podcast? Eurovision daw. Niloy, chat. Let's go. Joke lang. Ako lang nagpo-push ng Eurovision.
Ako gusto ko lang mag-podcast na lang kapag nag-release na ang In the Heights, West Side Story,
Yeah,
at Dear
sure.
Evan Hansen.
Ang sabay-sabay sila. Yung musical podcast, ng musical tayo. Push natin.
Sige. Ay! Rock of Ages! Excited ako sa Rock of Ages.
Inisip ko yung Rock of Ages sa US. I'm so sorry. Oo nga pala, may
Oh
Rock of Ages
my
naman.
God!
Sabi ko iba yung
Yung PETA. Dahil bibilin ko talaga yan.
Hindi, may next topic ng podcast, kamustahan, magkakamustahan naman siguro most probably. So, yun. Thank you very much, guys.
Ayaw nga tik-tik boom ni Lin-Manuel. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, ano yun? Oh my God, inisip ko yung Tick-Tick Boom. Akala ko parang Filipino movie na parang, alam yung Pick-Pack Boom natin. sobrang inisip ko. Ay, may Miss Universe pala muna. Mag-Miss Universe podcast tayo. Pero hindi ko alam kung tingnan natin kung ano maging itsura ng Miss Universe. Pero, ayun, nakabalik na si Tito J para makapag-formal tayong umakyat. Dala, iyakat ko lang siya. Gusto ko yung nilagay ko sarili ko sa audience. Ang talino.
Nagulat nga ako. Anong gagawin ko? Hindi ko
Hindi, nilagay ko yung sarili ko sa audience. Ang talino ko talaga. No? Ayan, Tito J, mag-formal ka, close ka para masaya.
Talaga. Ano, final statements. Final statements. May mga unresolved issues pa ba kayo?
Yun naman. I enjoyed this year. Technically, ito yung parang pinaka-first time na nag-invest talaga ako ng todo. Last year pala, pero
True.
this time, it's an investment talaga. Thank you very much, guys. So, hopefully na-enjoy nyo lahat ng mga pinagagawa natin for Oscars. Ano naman tayo? Star Awards.
Star Wars. PMPC na next.
PMPC. PMPC sa... thank you, Wendell. Hindi. Ayun pala. I thoroughly enjoyed and hopefully everyone will still continue watching
Yeah.
movies. Let's plug the potentials throughout the year.
Yeah.
Tapos,
Yes.
yun lang.
Yeah. And
You guys.
shout out to the people who still remained in this
Oo
stage
nga, sorry
listening
po.
to our ramblings. And for those who pitched in also their comments in the chat room, thank you. Hope you let's do this again next year. Hopefully we are back at the cinemas. So yeah, thank you for listening. Do we promote anything, moderators, or not?
Promote
Yeah.
anything?
Is there an
Listen
upcoming
to
podcast?
listen
Uy,
to
i-share nyo naman
our
yung podcast natin na nasa Spotify, guys. We're
Yeah, if
already on
you're
Spotify.
Hindi ko
yeah, if
alam na
you're
nasa
listening to
Spotify na pala.
if you're listening to this podcast, then check out the other stuff that Nerdvana is churning out. We have the playlist thing. We have the film
Film
of the week
series of the
thing.
month.
We have
Yeah.
album of the week. So yeah,
Memories of Murder. Okay. Sure. Wala lang.
yeah.
Memories of Murder bukas.
Musical? Oh,
Memories
Bong
of
Joon-ho.
Murder.
the Bong Joon-ho.
The Bong Joon-ho.
oh, nice. Good movie. Good movie.
Tapos, tomorrow after ng Memories of Murder, meron tayo na babae sa Septa 3.
Ay! Oh my gosh, may tulog pa ba ako doon? Ay, hindi ko na alam.
Yun lang. Sana hindi ako makatulog kasi maaga ako ngayon. Pero anyways, kaya ko yan. Go lang.
Go lang. Promo, pinost ko po to sa Theater Arts. Manood po kayo ng radio play namin para supportan yung UPLB students na magta-transition sa online learning. So please support. Ang isang radio play ay short play siya, tas 150 pesos per ticket. Pero kapag 450 yung festival pass kinuha mo, 6 radio plays po yun. Tapos ako ang nagsulat ng 2 dula out of the 6. Hulaan niyo na lang kung sino ako. Joke lang.
Nice.
Ayun po. Yun lang plug ko. As if, ayun.
How about you, June? Do you have a stage play to promote? Or a show?
Show talaga. Kumakain ako. Ano ba yan? Or, gusto ko yung po-promote talaga. Gawin. Wala naman lang po-promote.
Hindi local establishment yung kinakain mo, Kuya Jun?
Hindi, conflict naman sa tortillas baka naman. Ano pa kayo ba? Gets may quiz night kami every Saturday, pero conflict sa SNT, pero go lang. Kung gusto nyo sumali, go lang sa facebook.com/aboutquizph.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Iba yun Mabay. Medyo slow pace tong sa amin. Hindi kayo nag-aaway. Hindi kayo nag-aaway. Pero, ayan, si Wendell baka may ipopromote.
Oo nga,
I
kuya.
don't have anything to promote. Follow my Twitter, maybe.
Follow,
See me
follow
angry
Dom's
about
Twitter.
Okay,
movies.
noted.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's
thank
it.
you once again, guys, for being here in the podcast and talking about the Oscars. Hope to see you in the next podcast. And if you're listening to this podcast this is going to be on YouTube, no, or Spotify. YouTube. So if you're listening to this podcast, check out Nerdvana's Twitter, and you will see the link to the Discord there if you wanna
Both
join.
daw.
Yeah. So it's YouTube and Spotify. Thank you and good evening.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.